Well, hello everybody and welcome back to John's Workshop, and firstly apologies to my regular viewers for my absence. It's been so long since I filmed a video I've almost forgotten how to do it. Anyway, we're back, and in this video we're going to be talking about my new bench press that I've bought. So in the time that I've been away, life and work and everything's just got in the way over the last few weeks and months, so hopefully, and the weather's warming up hopefully from now onwards, so it should be a bit more hospitable in here to get back in and start doing some projects. So in this video we're going to look at my new bench press. So I've purchased a 10-ton hydraulic bench press, so we're going to have a quick look at that. I'm going to assemble it, that kind of thing. So it's a Sealey 10-ton bench press. So these are the sort in the States, kind of Harbour Freight or whatever they are, you can get them as a freestanding, floor standing or a bench type one. So this is a 10-ton one. Why have I got it? Well, good question. I am really limited on space in this workshop. In fact, I've run out of space and I need several tools going forward that I don't currently have. So I've currently got no way of pressing anything in and out, bearings, that kind of thing, other than using a hammer and a drift or what I can get in the bench vise. So I've got no press in this workshop, so I need a press for those kind of jobs. And also I've got no sheet metal sort of bending, folding, shearing, all of those kind of things. I've got nothing that does all of that. And if I was to buy all these things separately, so a press and a shear and a folding machine, I just don't have the room for all of that. So the thought behind this style of press was, I want to, I can use it as a press, as designed, and I can also adapt it and modify it to be several other things as well. So a press tool for forming, a shear, a finger brake press for folding, that kind of thing. So lots of upcoming projects once we've got this built in terms of tooling it up for future projects. So that's the thinking behind it. Why a bench type? This is quite funny. I've got no room for a floor standing one in the workshop, but as it turns out I've got no room for a bench standing one either. So I'm going to have to try and make a bit of room for this thing. And also I've got my concerns now. I've got it all out the box that it's not going to fit on top of my bench before it hits the ceiling, so I might have to do something different anyway, but we'll see as we go. So what we're going to do in this video, I'm going to show you all the parts. I'm not going to go through an unboxing, I've already done that, so I'll just run you through all the parts as they've come. Then we're going to build the thing up. I'll show little bits of that as we go. There's not too much to that, I don't think. And then we're going to give it a quick test just to check that it all works. And at the very end we'll come back to the board and talk about what's next, because I've already planned my next project, which will be some of the tooling that we've just spoken about for this press. So without any more waffling, we'll get the welding table out, we'll get all the bits laid out on the welding table, and we'll bring you back and show you what we've bought. Okay, so we've got everything laid out on the welding table. So this is all steel work, powder coated, all in good condition, nothing's come through dented or whatever in the post, so it all arrived in good condition. We've got, you can't see all of the main frame, but we've got the main framework here that everything's going to get built up onto. We've got the main sort of pillar that's going to be like the table surface, for want of a better word, that goes, it's got multiple positions that it will go into, held in place by these two pins. We've got the table surface itself that sits on top of that, so these two plates just sit on top of that. We've then got the fixing for the hydraulic cylinder on the top of the framework, the hydraulic cylinder itself, the hydraulic actuation unit, bag of nuts and bolts, book of words, and a pressure gauge, which came really well packed, but this must be for the hard of hearing or something. I mean, I don't know what on earth made them want to put one this big on a unit this big, but that's what we've got. So we've got a huge pressure gauge. I think I've eaten meals off dinner plates smaller than that at times in the past, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do now is shuffle everything around a little bit. We'll get all the nuts and bolts out, and I'll just show you. I think the only thing I didn't say was these are the feet that go at the bottom of the framework, obviously to steady it and stop it tipping over. So we'll just start putting this together. I'll show you a few bits and bobs of that as we go, and then we'll connect the hydraulics up and bleed it, and I'll show all of that because I've been doing a bit of research, and that seems to be a thing that can be challenging sometimes. I'll show that, and then we'll come back and test it. So I'll catch you in a minute when we're starting to build this thing up. Okay, we're just putting the feet on. I've put this end on. I'll just show you this end. It's nothing very special. A couple of M10 bolts, a couple of flat washers on the back, a couple of spring washers, and then a couple of nuts. That's stage one done, and that is very sturdy with those big feet on the bottom. So I'll have a look in the instructions and see what's next. Okay, the next job is the ram supporting plates. It just says to put these on loosely for now. Finger tight as per the instructions. So the next job is to fit the ram. This is where we find out whether I'm going to have enough ceiling height. So the next job now is to tighten the bolts that we first put in to clamp the two plates in. So all I'm doing is just making sure with my rule that we're central about the framework, and that's where we are there. So we'll tighten up at that. That's our ram in position. So I should be able to tighten this up now. We've got all that tight. I need to find a C spanner or something, or I might even just have to, I don't think I've got one this big, a pin spanner, so I might just have to use a punch just to knock this and nip it up, make sure we're tight. I'll do that off camera. So the next job is to fit the hydraulic pump to the side of the unit. This is where you really need 3 pairs of hands, and if I'd have thought about this, I would have got my washer on the bolt, but we've done it now. So we've got one at the top, that will hold it in place, and then there's 2 more M8 screws to go in down at the bottom, and these just thread straight into, there we go, into the pump itself. Okay, so the next job now is to fit the dinner plate into the top of the ram. So I'm going to put some PTFE around this just to make sure we get a good seal. So we need to remove, there's a stopper right in the top here. And then our pressure gauge goes onto there. There we go. I'm not sure whether that looks like a, a church clock tower or what. Anyway, it's up. Next thing I think is to connect the hydraulic hose from the pump up to the ram. Okay, so same deal, we've PTFE'd that up. So that's just a finger tight job because it's just a knurled nut, so hopefully that's going to be okay, and then we'll have a play with this later. We'll probably cable tie this somehow, probably to the side of the pump unit or something, just to keep that pipe out of harm's way. So now to put the main table piece in. So we don't really know where we want this yet, but we'll choose an arbitrary position. So we'll stick the two rods in, and then drop our table into position. And I think the final job is the two plates that sit on there very dodgily because there's nothing holding them in place. I think we'll have some holes drilled in these and some pins dropped through so that they become captive. You know, we'll still be able to move them side to side, but they're captive front to back to stop these things dropping off if you popping a bearing out or something like that under pressure. and it all suddenly jumps when it goes, these things are just going to come flying off and drop on your feet. So that's not a very... It has got 2 holes in it. There's just 1 hole in each piece, which kind of makes no sense. There's nothing in the instructions about that. There's no hardware to put anything through those holes, so yeah, that's probably its weakest point for me. Not a very good design, that, but nothing we can't fix. So next job, I believe, is to bleed the air out of the hydraulic system and get the ram moving. So I'll have a read of what we need to do. So it says to purge the hydraulic system, we're opening this valve up. That's the pressure release valve, and just basically pump the handle a few times is what it says. We'll close that up now. Yep, the ram's moving. I'll move the camera. So here we are at the front, and when I'm pumping the handle, you can see we've got movement on the ram. So that all looks to be working as designed. And then if I undo the valve, must still be a bit of air in there. It's still jumping about a little bit, but I'm sure that will come out over time. Yeah, I can hear there's a bit of air in the system still. I'll do a bit more of this purging thing, and then bring you back when I'm just going to stick a lump of steel under here or something for now and just put it under a bit of pressure, look at the clock tower and see what kind of pressure we get. Okay, I've had to turn the strip light out up here so you can see the clock tower. So we're just going to put some pressure on here now. I've just got a piece of steel in here, I think you can just see it. So we'll just bring the ram down up against that. I'm not going to go any more than that. That's 5 tons according to that. That's holding pressure, checking for leaks. Can't see any leaks anywhere. So that all looks good. So there we go, that's our press assembled. So I'm going to bring you back to the board and we'll talk about what's next. Okay, so that's got our hydraulic press. I know you can't see it, but I have managed to get it up on the bench, and I've got about 50mm, 2 inches of clearance from the light on the ceiling, so it does fit up on the bench, so that's good. So what's next? Well, firstly let's review this. This isn't a review video. A couple of things to point out. I've paid for this out of my own pocket. I don't do sponsored reviews. This is, you know, everything that I do in here is paid for by me. So overall impressions just from me of this thing, very well built. The welds look good, the finish is good, the powder coated finish is good, the assembly was pretty easy, everything was in the kit that needed to be in the kit. I think the weakest point, as I said, was the bed, you know, the 2 black platens, if you want to call them that sit for you to press up against, so they need a bit of modification. So that's what's next. That's the first thing we're going to do, is fix that, drop something in, some holes in and some pins, just to keep those where they need to be without them falling off. And then beyond that, my next project that I'm just going to now start measuring up the width of the constraints of the press and drawing up is a finger brake. So I want to make a finger brake so that I can bend sheet metal. So I'm going to design that up myself, get some steel in, and that's probably going to be my next 2 or 3 videos is me making a decent finger brake for this press so that I can bend sheet steel. You can buy them. There's a kit called, I think they're sold in the States, I'm trying to remember the name of the kit now, but I've seen a few people on YouTube with them. I'm trying to remember the name of the company, it's gone out of my mind at the minute, but they're about £350–400 to buy just the kit to get them to the UK, and then you need to weld them all up. I'm fairly sure I can get the steel that I need to make this far cheaper than that, so, and my time's free, so we're just going to design something up that fits this and make it for bending sheet metal. And the reason I'm doing that is I've got 2 projects upcoming that I need a decent way to bend some sheet metal. So both of them have got some sheet metal work on them, and I want something to be able to bend sheet metal up, so hence now's the right time to get the press into the workshop. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you all very much for watching. Apologies again for the lack of videos, but you know, I am going to start getting back into it again and start put videos out, and hopefully you'll enjoy watching the press brake take shape as we start to make different bits of tooling for it. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to the new subscribers that have come along in the period of time that I've not been making videos, and we will catch you all very soon on another video when we will be making bits and pieces for the new press.